Imagine throwing away your own freedom, not because the judge was unfair, not because the evidence was weak, but because 4 simple words convinced you that the law no longer applied to you. Seconds from now, you're about to watch a convicted defendant walk into a sentencing hearing believing he has discovered a legal cheat code, one powerful enough to silence an entire courtroom. He repeats the same phrase over, and over, and over again, completely convinced that the judge has no choice but to back down. But what he doesn't realize is that every word coming out of his mouth is digging the hole even deeper.
Can you hear me okay?
I can now.
Okay. Great. This is the date and time set for a sentencing hearing in this case. Mr. Kuhn, you're appearing without a lawyer today, is that correct?
Yes.
You understand that you do have the right to have an attorney?
You're on special appearance, so
You understand that you have the right to have an attorney?
I'm here on special appearance, sir.
I know, I'm asking you a question.
I'm here on special appearance.
Do you understand that you have the right to have an attorney?
I'm here on special appearance.
That's not my question. Are you going to answer my question?
I'm here on special appearance, sir. I understand I made a mistake, and I'm ready to, try to solve this problem.
Are you going to answer my question?
I'm here on special appearance. I'm just go ahead and say.
So you're not going to answer my question?
I'm here on special appearance, sir.
Okay. I'm going to have you sit back over there for a minute. We're going to take up your case again. In a little bit, I need to decide how we're going to proceed if you're going to refuse to answer any questions here today. Okay?
So what does special appearance actually mean? In legitimate legal practice, it's a narrow procedural tool. A lawyer enters a special appearance to contest jurisdiction without submitting to the court's authority on the merits. But in sovereign citizen circles, it gets twisted into something else entirely. The idea that by saying those words, you can somehow opt out of proceedings, refuse to be bound by the court, avoid consenting to anything. Courts see this constantly, and it never, ever works the way they think it will.
Nope, you're not handing anything to anybody. You're going to go sit right over there. Okay, officer. Hey. Are you able to hear me okay, Mr. Kuhn?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to explain a couple things to you. I have an obligation to ask you certain questions to make sure that you understand what's happening with your case. And that's why I'm asking you whether you understand that you have the right to have an attorney and that you would have the right to have one appointed if you couldn't afford one. I'm just trying to make sure that you understand your rights, and it's my job to explain those rights to you. I'm not asking you to give up any rights. You're not putting yourself in any kind of legal danger by answering these questions. I'm just trying to find out if you understand what your rights are and how we're going to move forward, so that I know that you're knowingly and voluntarily choosing not to have an attorney to represent you. And if you don't answer these questions that I'm asking you, it impedes my ability to proceed with the hearing in the way that I'm required to under the law.
Here's what I want you to notice about this judge. He doesn't roll his eyes. He doesn't get sarcastic. He pulls back, slows down, and explains, genuinely, carefully, why he's asking.
Right here, the entire case takes a turn nobody in that courtroom expected. Most people think judges love catching defendants making mistakes. This judge does the exact opposite. He slows everything down, explains every single constitutional right, practically hands the defendant multiple chances to fix the situation. And yet, the defendant keeps reaching for the same internet script instead of the lifeline sitting directly in front of him.
How to answer that? All I know is I was told, when I've read and stuff, that I'm here in special appearance.
What do you think that means?
I'm not contracting. If there's no corpus electi, how could there be a crime?
Okay. Do you know what that even means?
There's no injured party.
What you're saying?
if there's no injured party, where's the crime?
Okay, well, first of all, a jury found you guilty, right?
And that, well, see, I'm
And
stepping
they
into
found you guilty of assaulting
stepping
or
into something
resisting or
here.
obstructing two police officers. Right, that's what happened.
I'm here on special appearance.
If there's no injured party, where is the crime? That's corpus delicti theory, another sovereign citizen stable. The idea that without a specific victim, no crime exists. It sounds almost logical until you remember he was convicted of assaulting police officers, 2 of them, by a jury. The verdict already happened. These arguments had their moment and lost. Bringing them to a sentencing hearing is like showing up to collect your paycheck and arguing the company doesn't legally exist.
If you continue to refuse to answer my very simple questions just about whether you understand what's happening, and if you continue to just give me that answer, which doesn't make any sense and doesn't have any legal effect, no matter what you've read or what other people have told you, then you're impeding my ability to proceed in the way that I need to under the law. And if you continue to do that, my only option is to impose a sanction on you until you do answer my questions. And what that means is that I'm going to find you in direct contempt for impeding the function of the court by refusing to answer very simple questions. And I'm going to put you in jail for 30 days.
This is the exact moment where stubbornness starts becoming expensive. Notice how calm the judge remains. No yelling. No threats. No emotional outburst. Just one crystal clear warning. Answer the court's questions, or spend another 60 days behind bars. Here's the part many people completely miss. The judge isn't punishing him for what happened before. He's punishing him for what he's choosing to do right now, inside this courtroom. Every second he refuses to cooperate, the consequences keep stacking higher. Would you have kept repeating those 4 words, or realized it was time to change course?
For 30 days. And if at any point during that jail stay, you decide that you will answer these very simple questions, then we'll come back into court immediately and we'll take care of the sentencing. But those are going to be your options, because I'm not gonna have you just.
Okay, well, thank you for clearing that up.
So it's your choice. You can answer my questions,
I
or you
would like to have
can
an attorney, but the attorney I had absolutely did nothing.
Okay, we're past that point. What we're here for today is the sentencing hearing, because you've been convicted, you've been found guilty by a jury of your peers. And so we're here for sentencing. So we're not here to talk about what did or didn't happen with your lawyer before. I'm trying to find out if you understand that you have the right to hire your own lawyer, or if you can't afford one, that one will be appointed for you.
Something shifted when he brought up his old lawyer, because that wasn't a script. That was a real grievance. He felt abandoned by the system before he ever found the sovereign citizen rabbit hole. And maybe that's worth sitting with for a second. People don't usually end up repeating legal nonsense in courtrooms because they woke up one day and decided to. They end up there because somewhere along the way, they stopped trusting the system, and someone else was ready with an alternative.
Do you understand that you have that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that proceeding without a lawyer has certain risks. Do you understand that?
But I obviously can't afford an attorney.
Okay.
And the one I had, again, didn't do a dang thing, because the ticket should have never been split.
Okay. Do you want to
That was my
request?
argument to begin with.
Do you want to request a different attorney to be appointed?
Actually, yes.
You did. Okay. All right. So you did previously qualify. So I find that you continue to qualify for court appointment attorney. Court is going to appoint one for you, and we'll reset this hearing for my next available date. Okay.
Am I going back to jail, or can I go home?
No, you're going back to jail until we have the hearing.
I've already had 3 weeks in jail, sir.
And you made that choice by refusing to comply with the pre-sentence process. That was your choice. You're just facing the consequences for your own choices. And if you have people advising you to take this ridiculous stand and make these statements that don't mean anything to the court, they're giving you really bad advice. And they're not the ones paying for that advice, you are. And I think you need to start listening to a lawyer who actually knows something about the law and not what you read on the internet or what people tell you because they don't know. And you're taking their advice and you're paying the consequence for their bad advice. They're out doing what they want to do. You're the one who's in here in jail. So I would suggest that you start listening to a real lawyer and not what you read on the internet or what people are telling you who really don't know what they're talking about. So that's the way we're going to proceed. We'll appoint an attorney to represent you at the next hearing.
And when would that be?
Sometimes the biggest courtroom loss isn't losing your case. It's refusing to recognize the moment you still had a chance to help yourself. This defendant walked into court believing he had discovered a legal loophole powerful enough to beat the system. Instead, he walked away with more jail time, another delayed sentencing, and a painful lesson that internet legal theories don't survive real courtrooms. One bad piece of advice can cost someone weeks, months, or even years of freedom. Was this defendant genuinely confused? Or was he responsible for every consequence that followed?
And your bond is going to continue to be revoked until that time. What's that?
And when will that be?
As soon as I can get it on the schedule, probably about 2 weeks. Let's go, any record.
No, I'll let Mr. Thompson know that he was a side counsel so we can get somebody in there quickly.
That's all for this hearing today. Our next hearing is set for 11, so we'll be in recess until that.
They're out doing what they want to do. You're the one sitting in jail. That's not a judge being cruel. That's a judge being honest in a way that almost nobody in that man's life has been. 3 weeks already served, more time ahead, a sentencing still waiting, all of it. Every single day is the direct cost of advice given by people who will never spend a single hour of their own lives behind bars for it. Whatever happens next, I hope you heard that part.